What if I told you that the greatest lessons about transformations don't come from a self-help book, but actually comes from the life of the butterfly? If you have been wondering if you are too old to transform, if you are too old to reinvent your life or to change, let me tell you something. You are not too late. We all go through different changes as we're transforming, just like a butterfly. Every woman goes through different seasons of growth, of struggle, and transformation. In this video, I will share with you the 5 stages of the butterfly metamorphosis and how they can help you to become the woman that you were always meant to be. Let's get started. As I talk about my reinvention, I'm going to get a little bit personal to share some things about my life and what I was thinking. I remember this is pre-reinvention. I had a vision of a caterpillar. In my mind, it was not a cute caterpillar at all. It was like really, really big and clumsy. And I was like, what does this mean? And then I had the revelation that I was that caterpillar. Now, that was disturbing to say the least. And then I understood that just like a caterpillar changes and becomes a beautiful butterfly, that I also had this chance to transform. If you knew me, you might have thought I was obsessed with butterflies because I was at a difficult moment in my life, and the vision of the butterfly just really kept me going. So I have this butterfly necklace here. I had a butterfly on my keychain. I actually ordered a bunch and I gave them away to people as I told them my story. I had a butterfly hanging from my rearview mirror in my car. I had a butterfly on my screensaver, and I even had these little butterflies just all over my vision board, just as a visual reminder that even though where I was now was uncomfortable, it looked like I wasn't moving that fast, like I wasn't making very much progress, the vision of the butterfly was ever before me. I had butterflies on my walls in my classroom, butterflies in my bedroom, and it was just a constant reminder. So even as I go through the 5 stages of the butterfly, I want you to have this image that regardless of where you are right now, that you know that your life can change. Now, I don't think that the caterpillar understands that it will transform into this butterfly. And you might feel like where your life is right now, that you can't even imagine just being so free and beautiful and just soaring. I believe that the butterfly is there to teach us that though our beginnings may be small, our latter end will greatly increase. So let's go ahead and talk about these 5 stages. And by the way, I am Dr. Monique. I reinvented my life after the age of 40. And I am on a mission to help women just like you know that it is not too late for you to transform your life and that you can have a life that you actually love, that you do not feel like you need a vacation from. Let's go over the phases of the caterpillar. The first phase is the egg phase. And just like an egg, you are full of potential. This is the phase where you really look at that potential, that you get to dream big, that you envision your best self. This is a very, very important phase. Phase number 2 is the caterpillar phase. When caterpillars hatch, they come out and they eat voraciously. Some caterpillars will consume 10 to 20 times their body weight every single day, just eating and eating and eating. And some of you may be in the caterpillar phase where you are learning, you're growing, you're just consuming all the information and all the knowledge that you can. So take advantage of this phase. Learn everything that you need to learn. Invest in personal growth, read books, listen to audiobooks, watch YouTube videos. This might be a time for you to go back to school, to find mentors, to hire a coach, to take courses, to get new experiences. This is the time that you prepare for the transformation. And so many of you may be there right now. And that was what drew you to this video. But take advantage of this time and learn what you need to learn. And don't be afraid to invest if that is what is required for you to learn. Phase 3 is the chrysalis. And this is when you start to transform from within. So the caterpillar, after it eats everything that it eats and it has enough, is prepared for the transformation. It goes to a safe place. It sheds its outer skin. And inside of this protective casing, the transformation starts to begin. And an interesting thing about that is that on the outside, it looks like nothing is happening. We can't see what is going on the inside. But inside, this transformation is occurring. Just as the caterpillar had to go someplace safe, you may have to isolate yourself a little bit. You may have to work on setting and enforcing boundaries so you can protect your peace, so that you can grow and that you can transform. And during this time, you may have to learn how to practice self-compassion, because maybe you're not achieving as much as you think you should during this time. But this is a time to trust the process. And what I find so interesting about the chrysalis phase is that the caterpillar doesn't go inside the chrysalis and grow wings. You know how big the caterpillars are? A butterfly couldn't carry that much weight. The caterpillar crawls into the chrysalis and has to become completely undone. And then it can form the wings and new legs, and just everything has to come out fresh and new. It's so amazing how that happens. But just like I can't really comprehend how that's done, we have to trust the process. So if you are in the middle of a transformation, trust the process. Phase 4 is when the butterfly emerges. And what I find fascinating is that the butterfly has to force its way out of the chrysalis. If a well-meaning human comes by and says, "Butterfly, I need some help," and tries to maybe, cut the chrysalis and kind of let it go freely, that can be so detrimental, because it needs to squeeze through to squeeze out fluids and all of that. So there are times in your life that as you are emerging, it may seem like life is just being difficult. But it could very well be that you need to learn these lessons, that you need to go through these things so that you can get rid of some dead weight, so that you can fly and you can soar. So as you are emerging, you get to embrace your potential, live authentically, build confidence through your growth, and you get to lead by example. So stage 5, this is the most exciting part. Stage 5 is flight. You get to live with freedom. You get to step confidently into your next chapter. You get to turn your struggles into strength and live a life of joy and peace and strength. Key takeaways: transformation takes time. Struggle is part of growth. Trust the process, and every step matters. If this resonated with you, these videos will help you as well. Subscribe today, and there is a link in the description for a next chapter conversation. You and I can talk to see if we would be a good fit to work together. Until next time, goodbye.